So it's already 9:52 a.m. This beach. So it's already 9:52 a.m. and welcome to my ever first vlog, and I will be entitled it as like what Sunny said. And you're gonna know later. But before that, let me get ready first so we can start my very first educational lakwatsa video.
Before we begin, let me give you a peek at what my day looks like.
시급한 듯 쌓여간 스트레스가 배꼽 빠질 만큼은 복서하고 싶은 날이야. You what up my thugs 어디야 넌 올 때 병맥주랑 가볍게 사와 클럽은 분위기가 잘 안 당겨 우리 집 거실로 발랑궈 왜 보이는 영역을 차단시켜 밤새 수다던 시간도 모자라 누군 힘들어 주겠고 누군 주제 괜히 싱숭생숭 I want my douchebag 좀 전
Found something that I could live for. Curtain shook as you opened my eyes, and light came rushing inside, and the way they help you hide. Diamond city life in the minute that inside another love I feel by your side. The code is illusions, you're the ocean. Now let me go. She's so fire, tiger, wiper. Tiger, tiger, ratatata, tiger. Chappy, api, karakina, chappy, api, karakina. Myohon, cheesecake, wiper. Fire, fire, tora, tora, karakina, chappy, api, ka. Ama, jespa, tora, tiger. Rare, tiger. She's so senior. Diamond lights, rainbow skies. In the night, there's no need to hide. Enjoy your eyes, little dreams fly. So let it shine. Before we get started, I'm gonna show you what my daily life is first.
So hello guys, I just bought some food for me for lunch, and I have 100 pesos. So this is what I bought for lunch, and the total cost of this is 50 pesos. So 3 pieces of pork barbecue and this fish. This is called inununan in Bisaya. Okay, this is a fish cooked with vinegar and some garlic. So that will be my lunch. And this pork barbecue will be the lunch of my dogs. See? Because I love them more than I love myself, okay? So finally, this is me getting ready for our lakwatsa. Of course, put a mask for safety. And I'm gonna grab my bag. And I'm ready. All set. Let's go. Let's go. So I finally arrived at my destination, which is the SM Seaside.
Now, let's begin our journey while talking about globalization and its advantages and disadvantages. Now, let's talk about globalization. The term globalization refers to the increasing interdependence of the economies, cultures, and populations throughout the world as a result of technology, cross-border trade in goods and services, and flows of capital, labor, and information. Globalization has boosted both goods export and import, and that is one of the advantages of globalization, which is the access to the new markets. Businesses now have the chance to diversify into new areas, connect with global consumers, and boost profits thanks to globalization. We have learned that we somehow share some similar interests as a result of our exposure to and understanding of other people's cultures, political systems, economic systems, and nearly everything else about them. Through their food, sports, and even music, we were introduced to new forms of enjoyments. So, Jollibee is an illustration of a company that has recently become popular and internationalized. Thanks to globalization, we may now be able to taste other countries' culture foods. The spread of knowledge and technology is also one of the biggest advantages in globalization. Companies need to share a technological structure and similar technologies in order to collaborate worldwide. For instance, e-commerce enables business to sell their goods on Amazon.com and any other online platforms to customers worldwide. Similar to this, a centralized knowledge base enables business to swiftly transmit information and create novel solutions. For instance, in the healthcare industry, this means that new drugs and medical equipment will be available on the market more quickly in various nations. So, globalization also enhanced global cooperation and tolerance. Studies have demonstrated that on a human level, globalization encourages tolerance since it exposes people to any cultures and allows them to interact with people throughout the world. By allowing nations to specialize, globalization improves collaboration. By doing this, they can take use of their economic advantages and exchange those items for other resources. Studies have shown that because countries can specialize in areas with comparative advantages, globalization boosts economic growth by more effectively allocating resources. As much as globalization helps our country grow in many aspects through its advantages, it also has disadvantages that also cause us big losses. So, free trade can boost a country's income, but it also heightens rivalry. So, local firms are at a disadvantage because they must compete with global enterprises that create cheaper goods at a lower rates. Customers anticipate high quality goods at a reasonable rates, which has an impact on customers' purchasing decisions as options rise. That implies that business must constantly adjust to satisfy demands. So another disadvantage is the exploitation of labor and resources. So some developing nations lack environmental rules which enables rich nations to import commodities like precious metals at a cheaper prices. So as a result, there are violations of both human and environmental rights. The exploitation of labor and resources not only focuses on the goods but also refers to an unfair social relationship between employees and their bosses that is based on a power imbalance or an unequal exchange of value. So, a country experiences a trade deficit, often referred to as trade imbalance, when it spends more on imports than it does on exports. So as a result, there is a shortage of capital which the nation must fill by either borrowing money from foreign creditors or allowing foreign investments on its assets. Although investing and lending support economic progress, they can also be dangerous, particularly for emerging nations. Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia had significant trade deficits throughout 1990 and needed foreign money to make up the difference. However, foreign investors withdrew when Asian financial crisis struck in 1997, leaving these nations in a vulnerable financial situations. So another big loss that we are currently experiencing through globalization is the domestic job loss. Labor outsourcing by developed nations results in a lack of jobs here at home. The unemployment rate is higher for workers whose talents are no longer in demand and they have a harder time adjusting to the shifting job market. As resources are redistributed, economic change generally results in some people losing their jobs. Production is moved across border by globalization, but labor cannot follow as easily. If the change is long-lasting, which is referred to as structural unemployment, it may lead to long-term unemployment. Economic development as well as the promotion of our own nation's culture and even local goods have all benefited greatly from globalization. But remember that every positive has an equal number of negative impacts. So the most we can do is to assist in the process of the self-balancing. Despite the worries about globalization, we must keep in mind that it is significant because it alters how societies, businesses, and people interact. In particular, it alters the character of economic exchange between countries by fostering commerce, opening up global supply networks, and facilitating access to labor markets and natural resources. Before we start with this video, I will get my face. Oh, video ta diri. So before we get started, I'm gonna show you what my daily life is first. Because this is my vlog, this is my rules. a passion that keeps burning. All the similarities are building me up, yeah, they're building me up, yeah, they're building me up.
It was all too much for me, I thought I'd give up.